Okay, and a little addendum to my last show. I'm going to call this Letting It Go. Now, this is pertaining to people like old Johnny Warrior. Now, Johnny Warrior's back. And we're going to see how that goes, whether he's going to be attacked or not by the usual suspects. Sounds to me, whether or not he's my favorite person or not, or vice versa, sounds to me if the man is going to be trying to put on a good show again. And he is going to. There's a lot of things that's happened since the heyday with Aloe and all the haters against Johnny Warrior. If he's going to try to put on a show, I mean, he's gone a long way. He's got a couple of children now, like a new relationship, trying to start some businesses up. So give the, you know, I'm not like pro Johnny Warrior for good reason, but I don't hate the guy. Let him do a show and not interrupt and antagonize the guy. Trying to get his life together and, you know, put on some informative shows. Now, Johnny is, no, it's not his real name, of course. Let's just call him Johnny Warrior. He's trying to put his life together. Got a place, got a couple of kids, one on the way. And he's pretty daring at that age to want more kids, but oh well, it's his biz. But as a man that, you know, admits PTSD, all that other shit, give him a chance. If you don't like him, give him a chance. Give anybody a chance if they're willing to just do a show and not talk about anybody. I just did a show that preceded this. I don't know which one's going to come on first, really, but it's an addendum to that show. And let people do their shows. And remember, you have the ability and right to not watch somebody's show that you just maybe don't care for whatever reason. So, sorry, I'm yawning here. I had meant to add this to the last show I put on. Is Johnny Warrior going to be attacked again? And why? This is like, again, proof of the pudding on who the antagonists are. Now, if he's starting all over again, you're going to put brand new shows on, I'm going to support him on that, no matter what past I might have had with him. He don't really know me. He was kind of going along with the other trolls and shit on here and made his own judgment on me based on this and that and hearsay and all that other bullshit. But whatever. Whatever he thinks of me, it don't matter. Give somebody a chance on here. Everybody could clean up their act on here if they chose to do so. There's some people that don't choose to do so, and they are indeed the antagonists. But yet they're going to point fingers all the time to you, or maybe you're not talking about them. So as I said, I'm going to continue with this train of thought that any shows I do after this evening, I will not talk, and I will encourage, pardon me, it's that time of night, I will encourage my viewers, and I will remove them. If they start talking about the troll, they start talking about Ricky and Barry and people of that nature, I'll give them a first chance shot and say a warning and say, well, I'm not talking about trolls. I don't want to hear about who's talking about me or whatever. I've done this before. It worked for a little while, but then they came back and they just wanted the drama. They just thought I wanted to hear that stuff, but I really didn't want to hear that stuff. Not really. I'm doing a show about a different topic, and people come in, they start asking me questions about Barry and Ricky and all these different people, you know, Big E and, you know, all the losers out here. Well, if I do a show where I don't mention them, give me a little credit. I'd expect the same, but it's not reciprocated, like I said. It just goes back to the same old bullshit. Nothing gets resolved, and it will never be resolved. But as I said, maybe that's what they want. So, I do understand people like Jasper and Ricky and people like that are, you know, really undesirable people. And I can name others, but I'm just too tired to go through the names. Just use them as a simple example at the moment. Let them do their thing. And let's just see that if one person refrains from even bringing them up in mention, it doesn't have to be any disastrous thing that you're talking about with them. Just don't talk about it. Can they reciprocate? Hey, that's all it is. So like Johnny Warrior, maybe he'll put on some good shows. He likes to do diving, and maybe he has something to show people. Everybody wants to find somebody's bad side. And no matter what, you know, Johnny Warrior had going on in his life at the time, it was his business. And he was viciously attacked more than any people trying to find information about him, his wife, his marriage, or whatever. Why? That's the question. The age-old question. Why? Why was he picked on? Now, he maybe felt he was lying about his credentials. Maybe they are his credentials. Maybe there's envy going on. I don't know. Because I don't know his real credentials. I really don't know. But he said if he did this, he said he did that. Even if it's not true, let him believe what he did, okay? You could bring it up and say, well, I don't believe you did all that stuff, and just leave it at that. I mean, is that even possible? That's where the problem comes in. You don't let go. What does it matter in the scheme of life? The fucking world is falling apart. We got worse things to worry about in our lives than some crappy fucking YouTubers. It's so insignificant. In the scheme of life, people trying to survive or get a job or keep the income coming in and stay out here, trying to get their life together if they got children trying to raise. People don't want to be involved with this shit. I assure you they don't. I'm one of them that does. The only reason I bring up anything on here is because people won't stop. They know I could challenge them with the best very successfully, but it never goes anywhere. And not to mention, nothing good can come out of this. We got somebody in jail as a result of this relentless defamation and threats and everything else. Slander. Why do you have to put yourself there when it's quite possible, okay, that you could wind up in the same position? You want to live in the Philippines, you want to have a good time, you want to have a life here, retired. Why not see it that way? I think a lot more people would get along on here. It'd be surprising that people that have been adverse with each other for years could find some kind of a peaceful boundary or something. They could get along, get to know each other, see what they're really all about outside of YouTube. That's even possible. Firstly, maybe there should be a big old YouTube party sometime. Not a hanging party. But you make your judgment from people based on one-to-one, not because somebody said that you're the scourge of YouTube. You can't go on that. Because everybody would be in trouble. Every single body would not be innocent. I'll guarantee you that. That's all I have to say. Gotta head to bed. Think about what I said. I'll bet you, starting tomorrow, if I don't say one goddamn word about any troublemaker on here, any antagonist, any fool, any psychopath, if I don't make one word about it and control my comment section where nobody else will too, well, you would think it would give them a moment of clarity and say, well, okay, he's not talking about me, so I don't see any reason to talk about him. That's cool. I'll deal with it. Go on with your life. It's that simple. It's not very complicated to do. Anyway, I gotta get to sleep. Y'all have a good night, and, how many years you got left? You really want to live your life that way, attacking people all the time, get yourself hurt or in jail or something. It's not worth it, man. Really, when you really examine it, it's really not worth it.